Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see here. Hello, friends. Let me just get everything all up here. Welcome to my dining area. I'm Philly, and I'm going to be doing a review today. One of our takeout trier buys. We have not done one for a hot minute, and I'm very excited about the one today. And I've got this big old bag of yummy food for us. In fact, I gotta kind of move it because I can't do that. We're gonna move it in the way in a little bit. Hubs will be joining us in just a second. It was a little bit of a stressful evening, but I do have to give a shout out to the restaurant. One of the things we don't talk about often with takeout is the new landscape with restaurants and how they're dealing with Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, so many different delivery services. And, from what I've heard on the restaurants, and that isn't always easy, and they always take a cut, as we all know. Some take, I think Slice does a little bit better. It doesn't take quite as much of a cut, so there's a lot of pizza places that do Slice, but that's just the nature of the game right now with delivery. And at this particular place at Mike's BBQ, which is in South Philly, in the East Passyunk area, they use Toast, but Toast isn't a delivery service. They just are a purveyor of other delivery services. So in any event, the delivery service kind of had to fail today. So I've been on the phone with Mike's BBQ. They have been wonderful, and we cannot be totally sure, but we have an inkling that either the new owner delivered it himself or a brother, because I was showing my husband a picture of the new owner, who is Daniel Grobman, and he thought he looked similar, but he wasn't sure. So again, maybe it's a brother, but a young fella. So welcome to Philly, and welcome to the Takeout Trier Buy. We are doing barbecue today, and I'm so excited. I love good barbecue, and the last barbecue place that we tried, which was in, I think, Kensington, Zigzag, was phenomenal. So super excited to try this. So this is fresh and warm. It was supposed to be delivered at 4:30 because that was the latest time I could get. When this place sells out, they're done. So you have to get it and order early, or you might be disappointed in what you get. So DS, hello. I know, we are so hungry. And we are having brisket tonight. So I'm gonna let you know we have Nora. Oh my gosh, Nora, welcome to the stream. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with DS, but welcome. We've not had you here. I'm so glad you popped in. Please feel free to comment. This one isn't a really long live stream, but I do get chatty because right now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this restaurant, because I wanna give the restaurants that we that we try their food, I wanna kind of give them their due. I want to kind of tell you all a little bit about this restaurant before we dive into the food. And it always makes Hubs, who's going to be coming here, and he's going to bring me a beer, right, my friend?
Sure.
Yes. So just a Peroni would be wonderful.
All right.
So I love beer with barbecue, and but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the restaurant. So it's Mike's BBQ. It was owned originally by Mike Strauss, and he had basically started a gastropub in South Philly. I think it was 2018. And he used to do some barbecue on the side. And when he would give it to his customers, everyone loved it. So that kind of inspired him to open up Mike's BBQ. And he actually gotten a Lang smoker. Now, I don't know smokers, so thank you, babe. So I've never had a smoker, but that's the one he started with. And he is down in South Philly, the East Passyunk area. And he doesn't do what many maybe people would think is a great business model, in that he just, when you sell out, when the food's out, it's out. So he kind of is open early, early-ish. I think, now I forget the hours, but you can see it on their website at Mike's BBQ. But once they're done, they're done. It's a small place. There's not a lot of seating. It's very, it's like cafeteria style. You go order. They give you your food. You kind of clean up after yourself. It's just no frills, but it's supposed to be spectacular. So last summer, though, He sold Mike's Barbecue to a young pitmaster by the name of Daniel Grobman, who again may or may not have delivered this, or it was his brother or cousin or someone with the name Grobman also. And he took over as the restaurant's new owner pitmaster last summer. And this fella, you know, being 24, I think he was 20, maybe he's 25 now, he's a young guy. We have a 25-year-old, but he has been actually smoking meats and doing that thing since he was in his teens. So he has had some time, and Mike felt like this was the right person, right energy to kind of take it over. And at this point, the menu and name will remain the same into the foreseeable future. I think he's added a couple things extra, but he has kept a lot of the classics here. And by the way, Mike Strauss, who was the original owner, he also is still a partner at a place that we haven't been to that I've talked to you about called the Sidecar Bar and Grill in South Philly's Graduate Hospital neighborhood. So this place is known for Carolina barbecue sauce. They also they smoke with oak wood. So you know every smoked place is a little different. They smoke with oak wood. Their brisket and pulled pork are smoked 14 hours. They also have chicken. Sometimes they have duck. They have lots of specialty items. Like around St. Patty's Day, they had corned beef, smoked that. So they kind of really try to stay abreast of what might be good for the season, so to speak. But they always have the brisket, the pulled pork, the ribs. They also always have wings. Their wings are from Lancaster. Their ribs are a little different than what we've had sometimes. They're St. Louis cut. So it's not quite as trimmed to cut. So you do have to watch out for a little bit of fat, but they're supposed to be absolutely fabulous. And they have a rub on them. So nothing comes sauced. The sauce is on the side, and you can add that yourself. They're really known for this cheesesteak that I think we're going to have to get next time, called, well, it's just called their cheesesteak. It has smoked prime brisket, Hubs is laughing at me, house-made Cooper Sharp whiz, so they make their own whiz with Cooper Sharp, which is well known in this area, fried onions, and it's served with house chips. And you can check Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for their daily specials. So he smokes every day till sellout, and he starts fresh in the morning, so you know everything is fresh and good to go. And they also do have some other side dishes. We got a few of those. We're trying to be good. We're approaching summer, so we did not get the mac and cheese, but the mac and cheese is supposed to be delicious. It's a Gouda mac and cheese, very cheesy. I've heard great things about it. So what we got today was we got a half rack of ribs. We got a side of potato chips, homemade. It's their house-made potato chips. We got a side of their house-made pickles because I love a good pickle, so I wanted to try that. We got a side of their homemade slaw, and we got some hot honey wings, some of the Mike's hot honey wings, and we got some brisket. So just trying to and sample some of their goods and see how good it is.
Let's eat.
So Hubs hasn't even seen it yet. He's talking about eating. So let me just say hello to everybody. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Chris, it's good to see you. And Greg, welcome to the stream. Sorry, let me get some out of the bag so I'm not hiding anymore. And Hubs, I think you better get your little tush over here. Okay, so let me see. Oh, I brought plenty of napkins. We got extras, plus we have our cloth napkins here. So these are the house-made chips. I'm going to bring the camera over to show y'all everything.
You literally, where it is right now, you had the bag in front of the camera.
Oh, thank you, babe. Thanks for the input. And here, so they have everything's in paper. Oh, these are the wings. Oh my goodness. Look at these.
Want me to taste those for you?
Look at those wings. Oh my gosh. Look at those wings. Okay, so we've got the wings. We've got the house-made pickles. I'm going to take one of those right now. Did he do any work for this? Did he call? Did he order? Did he stress? Oh. Those are good pickles.
Those are tart.
Those are awesome. All right. And then this is
Those are good too.
the side of the coleslaw. It's a little, if you look at the color, it's a little bit different kind of sauce. So super excited about that, the coleslaw. I feel like for me, coleslaw, you gotta have coleslaw with barbecue. And I know one of the things Hubs likes, nope, you're gonna wait. One of the things Hubs likes is baked beans, and they're supposed to be good too, but I just was trying to keep in mind that I did not get beans.
More pickles.
Okay. He's gonna be, and here's some sauce. So I'm not sure what that one is. So we've got 2 sauces here that came with the brisket. We got a 1/4 pound of brisket. So let me show
Sweet.
you that. I'm
And
actually gonna
medium,
flip it
maybe?
because I think it'll show better flipped. One of the things I like because you're not tasting anything yet. You're just gonna be patient, friend. One of the things I like, let me show you the brisket. There y'all are. So one of the things I very much like about how, because we did have a bit of a grease pile that ensued when we had zigzag. We loved zigzag, but there were a couple issues with everything was wrapped in paper, I think it was, but then the grease just kind of got everywhere. Oh my gosh, these are heavy. These are the ribs. Okay, let me show you the ribs. Oh, more sauce, yay.
More
So
pickles.
M is something and S is something. I don't know which is which, so we
good
shall
pickles.
see. I like how they have the foil to help keep things warm. Let me show this to you.
It's packaged really well.
It's packaged very well. And again, it helps, look at those. Greg, what do you think? Chris,
So
what do you
did you
think of
say? You
those?
said they're St. Louis cut?
So they're St. Louis cut, so they're a meteor cut. Like the ribs that we had in Cincinnati, one of our favorite ribs. I want to try this chip first. Those were quite trimmed.
Yeah.
These
are not
They're
trimmed.
baby back ribs.
What?
The ones we had in Cincinnati, Montgomery M.
All right.
So a little bit
these
different.
are not trimmed as much.
These are not trimmed as much.
Oh,
Okay, let me say hello
Good enough.
first. Greg says, oh, Chris said, I wish I could get Cooper cheese here.
yeah.
And fat
Great.
is flavor, Nora. You are exactly right. And you use oak mostly down there too. That's awesome. That's good to know. Oh, thank you, DS. This took us forever to pick when that day came. Let me see what else. In Texas, sauce only on the side. State law. I'm with you. I know you might think I'm quite saucy. By the way, act on stream, but I don't like too much sauce.
Sweet. And I think that's medium, or it might be mild.
Okay, well, let me just try the sauce first. We're gonna use a chip. So the chips, these are house-made chips. Oh, I already had one there. So let's see, this is one.
It's very good sauce.
And it's Carolina style sauce.
It's pretty, well, it's got a little bite to it, but I think it's,
So that's a little bite.
I'm thinking it's mild though, right?
Okay, yeah. Is that ketchup? No,
No, it's sweet.
that one's spicier. This has more spice than that one. I think the S is for spicy.
No.
Taste mine. Mine definitely has more spice than this one. This one's mild. Honey, I think you've lost your mind. This is mild, M for mild, S for spice. It's not super spicy, but it's more spice than that one.
It's sweet.
Okay. They're both sweet. They're barbecue sauce. So we will figure out that discussion. So the first thing, I feel like, what do you want to do first? I'm going to let you pick. Do you want to start with the rib, the chicken, or the brisket? Pickles are great. And that's why I got this whole side, because we need pickles. Oh, and Chris, because I might need a pickle for what I'm going to be making on Tuesday for the, oh, no, not Chris, for Daniel's, for the food thing. What's the food thing is going to be like your favorite fast food thing?
Let's go with the brisket so
Okay.
it doesn't get cold.
Well, already is kind of
Colder.
cold. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to take that, and you can take that. I'm going to give you the smaller piece.
That's fine.
Because I did all the work, right? All right. So I want to have this just plain and taste the smoke.
It's really tender, you
Oh
can
my
tell.
God.
You can just poke it with a fork and it's.
This flavor, I got to
Oh,
show
man.
y'all. That
Wow,
outside
that's really good.
is
Uh-oh.
excellent. It is amazing flavor. The dry rub that they use, and it's
that's-
so moist.
That's
They talk
really-
about how, and Chris, maybe this is what you do, after it's been smoked,
So tender.
and
that.
cooked, they actually just wrap it and just let it sit so that everything can kind of recalculate, so to speak, and just be really juicy. This is really good.
It's easy to cut with a fork.
Imagine this as a cheesesteak with the homemade sharp Cooper sauce and fried onions. It was so hard not to get that, but I had to start with the basic.
With brisket?
Brisket.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
To me, like you go to a barbecue place, in my opinion, you got to start with the basics.
Wow, that's...
And then you can go back and get others. By the way, I'm going to have a little coleslaw just because, I can't wait to try it because it is a little different color, so I wonder what they put in it. Can I put a little on yours?
The brisket is...
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's so moist.
Thank you. That's good.
Okay.
Why is it...
It's probably got
almost
something.
like creamy.
Yeah, probably has some. Yes, it's a little bit different. So let's see how it is. Oh, very good.
It's good slaw.
It's good slaw. It's excellent. Got a nice little
I still
bite.
don't know why it's creamy,
It's
though.
a little bit creamy. So I can get some more pickles. All right. I will finish my brisket later. Let's do a wing.
A brisket is super good.
You know what? I see one back there that you're gonna. Actually, I'll just save that and you can have that one end because you like the dark. I always like it darker better. Okay, so this is our Mike's Hot Honey Wing.
Okay.
They are huge. Look at that.
This one's not breaking well. There we go.
Oh my God.
I'm going to wear this.
So much flavor. And it's spicy with the hot honey.
Look how big that is. That's a lot of meat for a wing.
What I love is the wings come like how I often make them, fully attached. They're not separated,
Yep,
which
agreed.
I firmly believe keeps them juicier. There's so much flavor. If you can see in there, you can see the pink, like there's just from the smoke. So good. And you can just get them with a dry rub. They also make like a Korean style. And they also make a, I think they call it Jersey Buffalo, which I'm not sure what that one is. Kind of a buffalo take. These are outstanding.
Wow, this is really good.
I love a smoked wing. Their smoked chicken that they also do there looked fabulous. They were out of that actually.
Were they?
So like even early in the morning, there were some things they were out of.
Can I put this somewhere?
I'll just keep it on your plate.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what you all are saying. So Chris wraps his at 165, 170 to finish. And wondered if it was mustard based. Yes. I'm sure there might be a little bit of mustard.
I think there's some mustard in there. That's a good call.
But
There is.
But I also wonder if they put maybe a little touch of their barbecue sauce in here, just to bring some flavor. It's definitely different. I mean,
It's very good.
I like
it.
regular coleslaw, but I love when they do something a little different. And it's not like, creamy coleslaws. Sometimes they can feel too creamy. There's good bite in there that helps balance. And Greg says, I love all styles of barbecue from all over the country, but when I moved to Texas, I found my favorite. And I'm trying to remember, Greg, Zigzag. Do you remember which kind of barbecue that one was? I don't recall.
I don't remember.
I'll have to look back.
I don't remember.
And I'm not sure if we have any Texas barbecue here in the city. That's a good question.
I honestly don't remember what I ate yesterday. I don't remember what I ate today.
But this is delicious. They are huge wings, absolutely. North Carolina pulled pork is the best. So I grew up going to the Outer Banks, and there was this place we went down onto Hatteras Island, like where there was nobody. I mean, there was hardly at that point. Now there's tons of people, but at that point it was literally like a family, and yards down there'd be another family, and there was a place called Bubba's Barbecue.
Oh yeah.
They had excellent barbecue. And so that was my first experience with North Carolina barbecue.
Yeah.
Was down there in the Outer Banks. Okay, it's time for a rib. Look at these. These are so heavy, I cannot even tell you. All right, I love a good rib. I'll put that on there for
That'd
you.
be great. Thank you.
Let's see. I feel like I want to show
These
you.
wings are really good.
You can see, I don't know if you're able to see, but there's like, it shows the smoke near the top. So you can see that. Okay, I'm going in.
You going with your hands?
That's a rib.
I know, but you're not going with any sauce, right?
No. I like sauce, but this is fabulous.
That falls off the.
Falls off the bone.
Oh,
The
Oh, man.
flavor, like this
this peels.
flavor is amazing. As you guys, if you saw the zigzag one, I was in heaven. I'm in equal heaven. This is outstanding.
Oh man,
I mean, so for me,
this might be the most tender one I've had since
so tender.
Montgomery Inn.
Yeah. And it's funny, Greg, you were talking about the whole sauce thing. I do like when we barbecue sometimes, not here in the city, but like when we're at my sister's lake house, back in the suburbs when we could barbecue because we had the spot to do it. I love, putting barbecue sauce on a variety of things. But for me, I actually prefer not to have the sauce because I want it to all be about the flavor. So this makes me happy.
Wow.
Like with pulled pork, you need the sauce, but this is outstanding. So good. Oh my goodness. Messy, but good. Excellent. Thoroughly enjoy it.
Wow. That's really.
I mean, just so tasty. Like what I would rather do is dip my chips in the sauce.
Yeah.
So one thing I also heard about, but again, I figured you'd be a little upset if I just bought way too much stuff, is I heard the cornbread was good.
I'm not surprised actually.
That was somehow crumbly and moist at the same time, like it's just supposed to be really good. So I would try that next time. I don't know that I would get the chips again.
I love the chips. What are you talking about?
They're fine.
Well, you cannot get the chips.
They don't taste bad. They just,
I like the chips. It was funny. I was literally just going to say that I really like the chips.
I like them. I've had other
You just don't have good taste.
like store-made or restaurant-made chips that I've liked better. Part of it is they're not as crispy, but often with chips that shouldn't matter because,
I really think they're good.
but see, you get two different opinions.
The correct one and the wrong one.
The only, love the pickles, absolutely love the pickles. Which of the three do you like better?
Wow. The brisket was pretty exceptional. I mean, they were all great.
Well, for me, they're so
I think I would.
I love chicken.
They're all different, but I would
But
take the brisket.
I would take both of the meats over the chicken. Not that there's nothing wrong with the chicken, but like it'd be hard for me not to get either one of those, and
I would always get the brisket, so I would say the brisket.
and
but
I would get
love
the
those.
brisket so that we also had extra. Like I feel like I'd get maybe because what I like about this half rack, which is huge, is get a half rack for the day we order it. Get extra brisket to make brisket sandwiches like the next day.
Yeah,
So
that
we have a
was-
little brisket and then have some sandwiches the next day. And I love coleslaw I actually love coleslaw on my barbecue sandwiches. So to me, I love having a little bit something with that.
You can eat that?
Not on camera. I figure,
You can eat that brisket?
yeah, I am. But I'm trying. Look at him. See, y'all know I have some eating issues on camera. Like I feel like
I do not. Whatever.
I know that's part of what I do is I come in here and I cook and I try and I eat.
Whatever happens,
And then we do
happens.
this try and buy, but then I'm always like saving mine so I can really nosh
Half of
on
it's
it.
on my beard, and I just don't care.
But this was so good. Greg said North Carolina. Oh, we already said that. So what we were saying is the ribs they were considered what, St. Louis
St.
style.
Louis style.
They were considered St. Louis style, but they consider the sauce to be Carolina style. That's a good question, Chris. And I think Greg was saying, I think all our vinegar based, yes, of course, and the thickness and the sweetness. Greg has a good idea. Put malt vinegar on the chips. And yes, coleslaw on the sandwich. So I'm super fussy with barbecue sauce. I like all barbecue sauce, but then there's some that I love, if that makes sense. So I don't think I've ever had a barbecue sauce that I disliked, but I generally like them all, and then there's some that I love. I like these because when we first moved to Cincinnati, there's a place called Montgomery and Ribs, and I did not really care for the sauce because it was really sweet, and I love the ribs. The ribs are phenomenal, but I just didn't care for their sauce. So
You came to like that.
I came to then, because I love the ribs so much, it became like associated with great ribs. So then I came to like the sauce. So for me, these sauces they're good. They're
good,
just,
but
I'm not
they're not great.
But for me, honestly, barbecue is not about the sauce, even though that's a component of it. It's about the meats and about the smoking and all that. So I love this barbecue.
There's a good smoke flavor in this one.
Which one?
In the mild.
Let me try.
There's a good, if you taste it, there's a nice smoke taste in there.
Let me try that. And that is good. And I love actually dipping potato chips, even regular ones, or French fries in barbecue sauce. That's what I actually rather do with barbecue sauce.
So do I.
You know, or on like a pulled pork sandwich, or if I had a brisket sandwich, I'd put a little bit of sauce on there. But okay.
You don't like this, so I'll eat this.
No, I didn't say I didn't like them. I did not say I didn't like them. I just said I would get cornbread next time, which I thought you would like. Okay, we need to rate this. Get to work. It's right there. Ready? Okay, so now we're going to rate it. By the way, just so you know, all of this, because I did keep track of it, for all of this food, the subtotal before, delivery charge and tax, I think it's before tax, was $51.24.
It was $51.24.
Thank you. Thank you for verifying.
No, I'm looking to receipt.
I'm just teasing you. And they do have collards on the menu. Yes. So they have a lot of sides on the menu. Chris, I love that you're looking that up. I think that's awesome. And by the way, they are a great follow on Instagram. As I said, they're on Instagram. They don't do much on Twitter right now. I think last year or 2 years ago was the last thing they posted on Twitter. But they do actively post on Instagram and Facebook if you're on that.
It was really good.
It was good. Now, I'm going to give a friendliness score because they could not help, and it was Grubhub, right? It wasn't DoorDash.
He said Grubhub when I was
Okay.
talking to him.
So I think it was through Toast, it was Grubhub. They couldn't help that. So I give them on a scale of 1 to 5, a 5, because just that he had to deal with it, and that either the owner or his brother came down to deliver or came up to deliver us.
They dealt with it.
This
And he had
is
another bag there
amazing.
that he was going to deliver too.
So I got to give him a 5 on that.
And he was funny when I was talking.
Was he funny? That's
It
awesome.
was pretty funny.
Okay, so now we're going to do it on packaging, portion, presentation, aroma, temperature, texture, taste, and overall. Okay. Okay.
Beat you again. It's always a competition.
It's always a competition, isn't it?
My God, come on.
Oh,
Jeez.
you're terrible. You are terrible. Okay. Friendliness.
Well, I give it 5 because he was up for everything we just talked about.
Okay. Packaging.
4 or 5. I thought it was packaged very well.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
So I'm hard to give a 5 to because I feel like you need the balance of sustainability, meaning that it's something that's eco-friendly. I know these are not, but they can be recyclable. But most everything's in paper, and they use the foil, though, to help keep the heat and keep the oil at bay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you could do it much better. So I actually gave the packaging a 5. I thought it was very well thought out, and it kept everything from becoming messy. So I don't give 5s very often, and that was a 5 for me. Portion.
I thought the portions were pretty good. I would, yeah.
So what'd you
give
give?
it a 4 or 5.
I gave it a 4. Not that it's not a bad thing. It's just that, like, it's what you'd
I
expect. I mean, the brisket's measured. It's a quarter pound of brisket.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it is what it is. The sides, I mean, the Great Mountain pickles, like, I just gave it a 4. It's a good score.
And the ribs there was a lot of ribs.
And the wings, they're really meaty. I probably should have given a 4.5, but I gave it a 4.
More brisket.
Yeah, because I ordered only.
Yeah. Well, that was
Yes.
a mistake.
Presentation.
No, the presentation was great.
So what'd you get?
I gave it a 5. I liked
Oh,
it.
a 5. Well, that 5 is like way up there. I gave it a 4 because it was very good. I mean,
thought it was pretty.
barbecue's hard. You can only do so much, but I thought they did a great job. So I did 4 only because
I probably
unless
would
it's
have-
like fancy sushi, like if that's going to be a 5. But no, you have to change it. I just did a 4, but it's a good score. 4s are good. Remember, that doesn't mean it's bad. 4s are good. Aroma.
So I had to ride up on the elevator with
Mm-hmm.
it, so it was a really good aroma. I give it a 4 or 5.
I gave it a 5 because I thought it smelled awesome.
When
So
it came in, I actually
You skimped
asked
on that.
her to stick her head in the bag because it was that good. When we go,
Mm-hmm.
temperature, tough. I gave it a 4 just because of what it would have been, but you give it a 3, 5, I see. And which, again, not anybody's fault. So.
I mean, they couldn't help it.
Yeah, really couldn't do
But
much
it wasn't, I mean, nothing was, and I know I talked a little bit at the beginning, but we've been doing this a while. But it wasn't their fault. I mean, it was the situation.
wasn't their fault.
No one came to pick it up. And so, but I want to be honest that it was, in temperature-wise,
Yep.
it was a 3, 5.
All right. So
Texture.
I mean, you know what? I gave a 4 or 5. I probably should have given a 5 because of the.
I gave
everything
it a
was
5
so
because of the
tender,
crust and
and then
tender.
that, yeah.
It was like everything was what it was supposed to be. The brisket had the crust on the side, but was so meltingly tender. The wings the meat is so fall off the bone. The ribs so fall off the bone, but then that wonderful texture on the outside. Pickles everything was great texture. Yeah.
Except for the chips.
Well, I just didn't think, but they're not cooked. Like I'm a Cape Cod, like kettle cooked person. So those are super crispy. These aren't soggy, and they're not and they're not stale. I love me a really listen. They're crispy. It's not. There's nothing wrong with them.
What else do you want?
I don't. It's not my kind of chip.
You're a chip snob.
I'm a chip snob. Taste.
You already know. I thought it was great. I give it a 5.
I thought it was great too. I gave it a 4.5 just because a 5 is still like this whole thing. And overall,
5. I thought it was great.
wow. I
Yep.
gave it a 4.5 because when I
Okay.
averaged my scores, to me it was like a 4.5, which is excellent. Mike's Barbecue, we are so glad to know you. I feel like now we know of a barbecue place north of us, a barbecue place south of us. So we are nestled in a great barbecue area, and there's even more around us. But these two are definite go-tos, and definitely need to do that cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Need to do the cornbread.
Oh,
Need you
yeah.
to try the baked beans.
Yep.
The baked beans, by the way, have a couple different kinds of beans, and they have meat swimming in them, which
Really?
I love that. Yeah, it was hard to decide what to get because there's so many good things. But I also know we love coleslaw. I had to kind of start with some basics.
Yeah.
We needed pickles, so I knew I was getting those. And
We'll get get the baked beans next time.
yeah. So thank you all. By gosh, we have Nora, Greg, DS, Chris. I think that was it. Let me just check through, see if I missed anyone. And anyone else watching? And Greg, gosh, Greg, I didn't mean to forget you. And Archie. Oh, Archie, welcome. Yes, I thought it was a good value. I really did for all the food we
For
got.
51 bucks?
I thought it was a great value. Thank you guys for popping in and
Absolutely.
watching, and anyone watching that doesn't want to come on to chat, thank you so much. Coming up next week, I am going to be having a vote because we are going French, continuing our French series with Laura Calder, and it's going to be all about eggs. So there may or may not be a souffle as a choice. There's a couple different egg dishes that are in her cookbook. So be sure to look out for that on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll also have the voting on YouTube on my community page. So make sure that you vote, and you can vote on all of those if you want. There's no rules with that.
So when is this?
Next Sunday, maybe, or Friday. It's on my schedule. So it's whatever day I said. I forget off the top of my head.
Oh, that's Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. I don't remember which day it is, though. I mean, I know when Memorial Day weekend is. I just don't remember which day the stream is. It's one of those days.
Okay.
So that is the next one. So help me choose my eggs, which kind I'm going to do. And I believe with most of them, they're not things I've done before. So kind of excited about learning something new. And thank you all for popping in. Thank you for watching. And until we eat again, have a great weekend, friends, and enjoy the barbecue you have. Do you mind going in since you're kind of closer? Because I'll trip on cords going this way. We're going to see if Hubs can turn it off. So have a wonderful weekend, friends. Cheers to you all. And Mike's, thank you so much for a great meal. Press the X. Yep. And say end.